A regular meeting of Civil Service Commission Wednesday, October the 14th, 2020, 5:30 p.m. Well, 5:45. Special notice regarding public participation due to the COVID-19 in an effort to follow the California Department of Public Health guidance regarding the use of face coverings. Those individuals attending the Civil Service Commission meeting held in the Madera County Board of Supervisors chambers, excuse me, are required to wear face coverings. This falls within the guidelines of being in a high-risk situation when in an indoor public space and or interacting in person with any member of the public. Those individuals exempted from wearing face mask coverings due to the medical condition to wear a non-restrictive alternative, such as a face shield or a drape at the bottom edge. Okay, call to order the item 1 on the agenda, public comment. At this time is made available for comments from the public on matters within the Civil Service Commission jurisdiction and are not on the agenda. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes.
We don't have any public comment.
Item number 2 in the agenda.
So we would like to make an amendment to the agenda before you approve the consent calendar. There's 2 items in the agenda that we would like to change. The first one is, or actually move, the first one is item 3D. We would like to ask the commission to move that item to be heard first. And we would also like to ask that 3J be moved to consent. That's an item that specifically has to do with workers' compensation, and if we need to bring some reports back to you, we could later on, but we need to move that one into a consent calendar.
Which one? The
3J.
3J and item 3, what was the other one?
3D.
3D is the leave of absence?
So 3D is the selective certification request for principal administrative analyst.
And you want to
We want to move 3D to be heard first in the public agenda and 3J to be moved to consent.
And why are we moving the absence request? Is that a workers' comp or something?
Okay, item 3D is gonna put number 1, right?
Oh, I have a board meeting right now. I'm logged into a board meeting. Yeah, I don't think it'll be too long, but I'm on a board meeting right now for the county.
Mic's on.
Thanks. Okay. Goodbye.
Okay. The 6681 3D is 6681 selective certification request. Principal administrative analyst consideration and request to allow for selective certification of principal administrative analyst candidates to the district attorney's department pursuant to the county code section 2.57.090 rule 6-1D.
Is this like we talked about last time where the job position has like a general wording and now we're doing something a little more specific? Is that what this is?
Correct.
Okay.
But just so I'm clear, so we're not approving the consent right now. We're just moving to that item 3D, and then we'll go back to the consent. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So yes, so this item we're asking for selective certification based on specific skills, and also the individuals that work at the district attorney's office have to go through specific background checks. Our district attorney here is here, Sally Moreno. If you have any more questions to ask of her.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Make sure your mic is on. Yellow. Green.
Green light.
There we go.
Green light. There we go. So I am Sal Moreno, your district attorney. This is my request. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you out.
So are you kind of making like a special little job, or is this always going to be with these special?
It is a principal analyst job, and it fits within that description. However, under the current circumstances, we have special requirements in my department. When we hire somebody, they need to go through a background investigation. And because of the position currently, there's a significant requirement that they have a broad-based knowledge of criminal justice. We're at a very critical juncture where we're converting into a paperless function, and that'll be the primary function of this person. So initially, we don't have time to get somebody trained up. We've got a November deadline to get things moving forward. And moving forward, it could be that we make a similar request later because of the background investigation requirements.
No.
It seems like a reasonable request to me.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion that we approve this agenda.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second that we approve 3D 6681.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
and Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-0-1 vote with Commissioner Atwood being absent today.
Okay, so we need a motion to move 3J, right? I move that we move agenda item 3J to the consent calendar.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we move 3J, item 3J. 3J, which will be 6684, consent calendar. May I have a vote on that? We moved in second, right?
Right,
Yes.
we need a roll call. Elizabeth. Tom seconded.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-0-1 vote to approve.
We'll go back to item number 3A, 673 on the agenda. Scheduling a conference for hearing. Scheduling conference for hearing on appeal.
We still need to approve the consent calendar.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I move
okay.
that we
A
approve the
motion
consent.
to consent, to approve the consent
I move-
calendar.
I move that we
Thank
approve
you.
the consent calendar.
I second it.
It's been moved and second that we approve the consent calendar.
Okay, roll call, please. Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
and Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-0-1 vote to approve.
Item 3A, 6673 from starting on the regular business, okay? Scheduling conference for hearing. Scheduling a conference for hearing on appeal of order of disciplinary action for Correctional Officer 2, Department of Corrections.
So this is a rescheduling of a hearing that was previously scheduled by the commission, and we needed to reschedule it as the pandemic hit. We're just trying to get the dates scheduled. Thank you. So we have James here from Lozano Smith. He's also another of our county councils. I'm actually going to let them suggest a date so that way we don't get in a conflict.
Conference for hearing, scheduling a conference for hearing on appeal of disciplinary action, road construction and maintenance supervisor, Department of Public Health, Works, I'm sorry.
That's me as
Okay.
well. Good
Yeah.
evening. I, again, have met and conferred with the appellant in this matter, Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris, feel free to come up and speak if you would like. We talked about December, so this would be a 4-day hearing, likely a 4-day hearing, December 1st.
One, electric certification request, the principal administrative analyst,
We did that one already.
oh, yes, we did. No. Well, we didn't do that one, did we?
Yes, we did. First
Yeah, we
one.
did. E, we need E now.
We did,
I-
we did 3D,
We
Yes.
did 3D,
I
that's
wrote-
where Sally spoke.
and item 3E in the agenda, 66, 67. October voluntary demotion of Department of Transfer, Cody Martin. Ratification of voluntary demotion and departmental transfer of Cody Martin from Deputy Sheriff Base Post, POST Post, Sheriff's Office to Juvenile Detention Officer and Juvenile and Probation Department.
Yes, Mr. Cody Martin is requesting the voluntary demotion. He worked at the sheriff's office for a little bit and realized that wasn't going to be the work for him, so he asked for a voluntary demotion, and Corrections is willing to take him.
Move that we approve this request.
Second?
It's been moved in second that we approve 3E ratification of voluntary demotion of Department of Transfer to Cody Martin from Deputy Sheriff Basic POST Sheriff's Office up to Juvenile Detention Officer, 1 Juvenile Hall Probation Department.
Okay, roll call, please. Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to approve.
Item 3F on the agenda, number 6647. October voluntary demotion, Vanessa Sanchez. Ratification of voluntary demotion for Vanessa Sanchez from vocational assistant to office assistant 1, Department of Social Services.
Yes, Ms. Sanchez is requesting a voluntary demotion. She's looking to have a different career path. And by going to the office assistant series, she'll be able to go into the clerical section and learn more about the different opportunities that she can have there. So that's why she's asking for a voluntary demotion.
And does, on your screen, does that demotion, voluntary demotion sheet show up?
Yes.
Because I don't get it on.
Right
It
here.
says it's corrupted. I need to look at it, but.
Would you like me for me to read it out loud, what she's asking?
No,
Okay.
no, I just was verifying. Oh, there it is. Every screen is different.
I know.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What is vocational assistant? What is that? I've never heard of that position.
So is it like an entry level in social services, Michelle? Yeah, it's a very entry level position.
The person that talks a lot.
Yeah. It's not very clear to, they're probably just doing different things in the department. And I believe the individual wanted to go into a more clerical function. But we have a lot of classifications in the county, so we're still trying to figure out what to all do.
Well, I move that we approve the voluntary demotion for Vanessa Sanchez.
I second it.
Been moved in second, ratify the voluntary demotion of Vanessa Sanchez from vocational assistant to office assistant 1, Department of Social Services.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to approve.
Item number 3G, number 683, October leave of absence request, Sarah Hoskinson. Consideration of leave of absence request, Sarah Hoskinson, Sheriff Civil Specialist, Sheriff's Office, October 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2020.
Good evening, Commissioners. So I believe you have a revised absence request that should have a recommendation
It
for,
doesn't show up.
okay.
They gave us this
Paper
on the
one.
back.
Oh, I'm
a
right.
paper one.
Never mind.
It's a paper one.
I'm looking at this side, not this side.
Yes, paper. I know. So the,
Just
Oh,
get
boy.
us trained, yeah, you put us back to
I'm glad the crowd left.
we have to mix it up, keep you on your toes. I know. So this particular item is recommending, or excuse me, is a request for leave of absence for the month of October, so October 1st through the 31st. And the department is recommending disapproval due to operational hardship. I will let you know that we do have an interactive scheduled with Ms. Hoskinson the 22nd, so next week. And so prior to the end of this leave, in anticipation of hopefully getting some additional information, and if it's extended, then we can provide her some information she can take to her doctor and hopefully.
What is the
Perfect.
operational hardship?
Thank
A
you.
physical
I
issue or
wanted to know
what?
what that means too.
So,
Not able to perform the duties type of thing?
so well, unfortunately, there's not a representative that was able to make it tonight from the Sheriff's Department. However, my understanding is that with this particular classification, it's a very small unit in the Sheriff's Department, so there's a limited number of staff available. It's fairly specialized, even though it's a high-level clerical technical position, but they handle a lot of public and records and warrants and things like that. So it's a key position for their department. She has been out for several months.
So the hardship is the operation running smoothly.
Correct.
Okay.
So
My
nobody's here from that department?
No, unfortunately, they were not able to attend. I think there's lots of stuff going on.
Okay, and how long has she been out?
She has been out since March of 2020.
Oh, wow. I move that we disapprove this leave of absence.
Second,
Been moved in second that we disapprove the leave of absence request for Sarah Hoskinson, Sheriff Civil Specialist, Sheriff's Office from October 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2020.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
and Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to disapprove.
Item 3H on the agenda, number 6689. October leave of absence request, Stephanie Avalos. Consideration of leave of absence request, Stephanie Avalos, Office Assistant 2, Department of Social Services, from September 19, 2020 to October 6, 2020.
So this request actually is through October 6th, and I will share with you that Ms. Avalos is no longer with the county, so October 6th was technically her last day of employment. And the item is there for your consideration, and the department has recommended disapproval for this item as well.
They didn't mark it properly. though.
He's still working
Yeah,
on
Mine's
it.
marked approved.
Yeah, with an arrow up to no medical note. So they want to disapprove it.
Did you indicate that she's not with the county anymore?
That's correct. Yeah.
So it's kind of
That's
a moot
correct.
point.
Yes, they recommended disapproval on mine. I'm sorry, the one I have that has disapproved.
This is for record keeping.
Okay,
Correct.
so for item 6689 3H, I'll recommend disapprove leave of absence.
Second,
It's been moved and that we disapprove the consideration for leave of absence request, Stephanie Avalos, Office Assistant 2, Department of Social Services, from September 19, 2020 to October 6, 2020.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to disapprove.
Item 3I, 6685, October leave of absence request, Daniel Caddy. Consideration of leave of absence request, Daniel Caddy. Am I pronouncing that name right?
I believe it's Katie, but I could be wrong.
No, I think it's.
Okay.
Depends on whether you're playing golf or
Eligibility
not.
worker 3, Department of Social Services from August 15, 2020 to September 14, 2020.
That's August 17th to September 15th, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So Mr. Katie's has been out on a leave of absence, and the department has recommended on this one as well a disapproval. Mr. Katie has not provided any information to the department at this point as of today's date, so they don't have a status update when
Have
he
you
would be
had-
expected.
You had any updates at all since
There
he
have
went
not
out?
been any,
Nothing.
there has not been any information provided.
And how long has he been an employee?
How long has he been an employee?
Yes.
That I do not have.
More than a year?
Yes,
Well, then he ought to know
Yes.
better.
How long's he been out?
he has been out since, I apologize. He's actually only been out since August, but he's not provided any information.
Got to go the steps.
And does the department ask for anything, or
Yes.
is it on the employee?
The department has,
Clarification.
they have a process which includes series of letters that they send individuals in addition to phone calls.
Any idea
That's-
that they actually got them? Well, if you made phone calls,
As far as we're aware, yes.
okay.
Yes.
I move that we disapprove this leave of absence.
I second it.
Yeah, no,
Elizabeth did.
Elizabeth.
Okay, it's been moved in second.
Roll
that,
call.
We disapprove the leave of absence request, Daniel Caddy, eligibility worker 3, Department of Social Services from August 17, 2020 to September 15, 2020.
Okay, roll call, please. Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
and Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to disapprove.
Item 3J, 6684, October leave of absence request.
Commissioner Rios, if I may interrupt, this was the item that your commission moved to
Oh.
the consent earlier.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
that's okay.
We should be in.
Yes.
Okay, item 3K, 6686, October leave of absence request, Maria Lazaro Ramos, consideration of leave of absence request, Maria Lazaro Ramos, eligibility to Department of Social Services from September 3rd, 2020 to October 2nd, 2020.
So this leave of absence request, while we're only covering 1 month, as you may recall, we bring these in 1-month increments to you. If their notes take them off longer than that time period. And Ms. Lazaro Ramos's medical note does take her off for several months. So this is the first of that time period. And the department has recommended disapproval of this request.
Yeah, I ask it, is there a feeling that maybe the diagnosis is not legit? What other reason would they have for denying approval?
The COVID panel?
Yeah, I don't have information with respect to that, and since there's not a department representative here to address the operational impact.
If this is something to do with work, won't it end up eventually a work comp?
This one is not, if it's related to COVID, the reason probably why they're denying it is because that employee's not meeting the requirements of the guidelines that we have for COVID.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's why.
I move that we disapprove the leave of absence for Maria Lazaro Ramos.
I second it.
They moved in second. That will disapprove the leave of absence request for Maria Lazaro Ramos, eligibility worker 2, Department of Social Services from September 3rd, 2020 to October 2nd, 2020.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios.
Yes.
We have a 4-1 vote to deny or disapprove.
If I might ask a follow-up question, not that it's going to make any difference to my opinion. There was an ask about working at home. Do we have other employees in the county that are working at home?
We
And
do, we
Because
actually,
of COVID?
Yes.
yeah, we
Yeah.
actually have a COVID telework policy
Yeah,
implemented,
okay.
yes.
I just wanted, I kind of knew the answer, but I wanted to hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Can I
you.
ask a question about leaves while we're talking about a leave? I understand that COVID is now follows under the purview of workers' comp. Is the county, has the county implemented that, and are you seeing COVID-related workers' comp claims?
We haven't yet. Have you?
So we know that, are you talking about like if somebody tests positive or for other?
All I've known is I've seen the COVID workers' comp information coming through our agency, and I'm not really sure how it works, but when they're out of their 12 weeks of COVID leave, it could fall into workers' comp. And so I was just kind of wondering if the county had come across those examples.
So I know initially when it was determined that someone who tested positive for COVID, that the workers' comp, there was a presumption that it was work-related, that was for a particular time period. And so we have seen that it has definitely evolved and things continue to change. Certainly an employee can file a workers' comp claim, but after the 12 protected weeks of FMLA, for example, typically if it's a workers' comp, they'll file for that immediately or in very short time period.
Okay.
But we have a workers' comp administrator, that works with our staff workers' comp is actually out of our administrative office.
Okay.
And so that they do have the administrator that handles our claims and is up to the date on
Okay. Yeah.
the requirements as they change daily, it seems like, yeah.
We talked about this, they get a special, more days, basically. So is this extending the 12 weeks? If it's a COVID thing, they have to use it as
Still,
FMLA.
yeah. So if they've already used before COVID, they already used 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They only have the full 12, so they would only have 9 weeks left.
Okay, because like my son works at Fresno State, and if you test positive, you're automatically out for 14 days, but they pay you.
Yes.
So is it considered like a workers' comp at that point? No?
No.
So
Only
it
if you
just
have
goes
something lingering.
FMLA.
Yeah, so we do give them the package for workers' comp. Sometimes where employees or other places they're exposed, it's not necessarily they're exposed here. They might be exposed somewhere else. So you really have to kind of show that you were exposed at the work environment, and that's when the workers' comp would apply. So if another employee came to work, which, we haven't had that situation, came to work and exposed somebody else got sick, the person that got sick may be able to say, okay, I have
Workers'
a workers' comp case now because I got exposed at work.
Because he was working at the time.
Yes.
Because what I worry about with the work comp is the person says, well, I got it at work, but can't prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, it's a contact type thing, just wherever. And then eventually, work comp cases will start to begin to include other types of accidents that were not work-related and try to fit them in under government rule.
Right.
That's what worries me, is we're just doing this too haphazardly.
Yeah, I think we started, or our risk management started just giving them out just in case, but we really have to prove that it was work, happened when it was at work.
And rightly so, because all the rest of the work and other types of injuries, you have to prove it too.
Yes.
So it should be consistent.
So I have one more question.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry
No
we
worries.
got off on this rabbit trail tonight. So when someone uses up their 12 weeks of COVID leave and for the year, and COVID, it looks like it's going to extend in 2021, are they entitled by law to additional 12 weeks next year?
So we actually go on a rolling calendar, so different organizations do it differently. So we do what's called a 12-month look back.
Uh-huh.
So if today I needed to go out, we'd look back 12 months, and if I had used any of my 12 weeks of FMLA, then my 12 weeks would be reduced. So if I used, like Elba said, if I used 3 weeks, 3 months ago, then I would have 9 weeks remaining if I went out today.
Cumulative
So
total.
like every
Does that make
month,
sense?
the farthest back drops off.
Yes,
Okay.
you don't get additional, but we always look back. So if somebody used part of their time, it's just reduced by whatever they've already used.
But when someone uses all of their time in the 2020 year, and then 2021 starts a new year, would they be eligible for another 12 weeks in 2021?
No, only because we use that rolling calendar. So it's always based on that point in time. So whenever someone's requesting time off, if it starts effective November 1st, we know they're going to be out. We say, okay, November 1st, we look back for the past 12 months. So you're always looking back 12 months. And so it doesn't start over again. Some organizations do it differently, as long as you're consistent, with one of the allowable.
Like your 30
Periods.
days was in September, and so now that month drops off because now we're in October.
Yes.
So now you have an extra 30 days. basically.
Yes, you very well may have additional days while you're out. That's true.
Okay.
But being
And-
COVID, what if it is a reinfection? Somebody's had it once and then they get reinfected. Is it a new start for that? Because it's COVID. It's going to be something different.
There's no new start. There's just, if you don't have any more time on the books, that at
That's
that
it.
point, you have to go with the EDD.
I had to take mine off. I'm fogging up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have other options that
Yeah.
may be available, their own leave balances.
Oh, that's
As
right.
Elba mentioned, yeah, state disability insurance, depending on what their options may be.
Okay, then we'll go to item 3L on the agenda. Consideration of request to reschedule the November 11th, 2020 Civil Service Commission business meeting.
Yeah, so that is a holiday.
Holiday.
And so we were asking if you would be willing to meet on November 18th.
What holiday?
Veterans Day.
All my days blur
Is what
together.
day?
Veterans Day?
Veterans.
Is
There
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
My phone doesn't tell me what they are. I was trying to think, what other holiday in November besides Thanksgiving? Okay, never mind.
Move it to what?
November 18th, if you're,
November 18th.
That works for me.
Good here.
Okay with me.
Okay with me
Motion, we
too.
move the November 2020 meeting to November 18th.
Second.
You seconded already? Okay, been moved and second that the request to reschedule the November 11, 2020 Civil Service Commission business meeting to November 18th. Any particular time? Same time?
same time.
Roll call,
5:30.
please.
5:30.
Roll call, please. Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Myers?
Yes.
Commissioner Weisner?
Yes.
Commissioner Rios?
Yes.
4-1 vote to reschedule.
Item number 4 on the agenda, staff reports.
So I don't have a lot. I just have two quick ones so you can get. So we have tablets for you. So before you leave, we're gonna give you your tablets. So we'll have one of the staff members bring them down to you, and so that way you can take them. And then the other thing is, you're gonna be seeing reclassification requests coming to you starting probably next month. The compensation study was done by the county and was presented to the board. So now that that's done, we're actually gonna see requests for reclassification from employees. You're going to probably have one or two coming next month where the department's asking to reclassify an employee. So I don't think you've seen those in a while, but they're going to start coming back again.
So this tablet,
No, he's
this
cleared my
tablet
throat.
that we're taking, Well, that you're giving to, are you gonna give it to us or you're gonna lend it to us?
We're lending it to you, so it's still county property.
Okay, that's all right.
It has a
No problem.
GPS on it. I'm just kidding, no, it doesn't.
Are we actually gonna get, a study plan on that or?
So before the next meeting, I'm actually gonna meet with you and actually show you how to use it. There's not a lot of stuff in that tablet. There's only specific things for you to see your email and then log into the agendas. It does have the Microsoft Office installed, I believe. Yes. Yes. And so you'll have all that, but it's not gonna have a bunch of other things on there, so you won't have to worry about any of the other county stuff.
So we're gonna have to implement the same, password and, that we've been doing here, or it's just gonna be
It
different?
does have a password already in there for how to log into the tablet. What I would like to ask is if staff can have your passwords to when you log in here, so that way we have them for you every month when you come back and we're not trying to redo your passwords. And then we'll keep them secure, that way nobody else can see them. And then when you come in, we'll log you into your computer and we can start the meeting on time. So if you're okay with that, we'll bring the tablets down before you leave and then they can take your passwords down and have them set up for every month.
Could you send us an email of the county's IT policy on using technology equipment?
Yes, I will send it to you. I think you guys already signed it
Yeah, I
though,
believe I did send that to you.
but I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Yes.
if
We
I
can
could
send
see it again.
We can
Yes.
send it again.
Okay, thank you.
I will send it to you.
Alba, when you say emails, will that be the only email connection we have with HR?
So that email, if you want to use your personal email too, we can actually, I think, ask IT to forward your county email. Can we do that, David? Okay,
Because my question was of giving us a notice through our regular email of maybe with just the agenda, but without backup information.
okay,
So-
yes,
So we just see, what we have, gonna be a long meeting, short meeting,
yes.
complicated, whatever. And then and would also include the date and time, so forth, as a
Mhm.
friendly reminder that would not be stepping on any issues
Right.
outside the purview.
So the email from the agenda does come from me, so if you want to reply, it would just go to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We get a lot of meeting notices, and that's a good way to keep track of things.
Yes, definitely.
It's,
Okay, that it? Item 5 in the agenda is adjournment.
So moved.
second.
Been moving second that we adjourn.
All right, I'm gonna let them do that, and I'm gonna bring your tablets down. Do you have them down?
Are these